it. But if you're running a fuel cell, like most of the people that go all-wheel drive, a lot of other people, but if you want your gas gauge to work, here's what I figured out. So what I did was I took apart a stock fuel sending assembly, took the fuel sender assembly out of it, and this is kind of, I have another one I should have showed you, but most of y'all probably, if you're watching this video, you know what this looks like. It looks like a little boat kind of that sits in the stock tank. I took that, I used my grinder, I trimmed out a piece. And then what I did was I trimmed the back side of it and made this piece, put a slit in it, and then kind of made a little set screw. The set screw don't go very far. It doesn't interfere with the float. The problem is if you have a fuel cell, most of them are set up with the resistance for like a GM vehicle because that's the most common vehicle. And they don't work with the Honda gauges and they read backwards. So I had hooked mine up and sure enough it read backwards. So this is what I decided to do. When you take apart one of those, I'm talking about the cheap fuel cells, probably the one everybody, 90% of people use. When you take it apart, it has that little, has a little ring up there, a little gasket. There's another O-ring and then a plate. What I did, because I knew I wasn't using it, I just chopped all that off. Like all the assembly part, the little arm I took out, and the part where the little arm goes in, I used to put another screw for my little, I had to add the height so that we could get full and empty. Because if you just put it up there, you would never get full. But, and then just ran my wiring back up through that little seal. And so I'll just add a little drop of silicone in there to seal that off. But I'm about to put it in and let you know if it works. If so, that's a really, in my opinion, that's a really easy way to make your gauge work with a fuel cell. Hey, what's up guys? Just wanted to close this video out and let you know that it did work. The way I showed you to do it should work 100%. My personal cluster actually does not work. I'm pretty sure that when I was trying to get that original crappy fuel cell fuel sender to work, that I plugged my wires in backwards, which overloaded my gauge cluster and broke my fuel level gauge. It's not responding correctly like it used to. But this information is still good and you can still use it. It would have saved my gauge cluster had there been a video on this. There isn't, there's not much information. If you have a hardwire fuel pump kit, you're gonna have 2 yellow wires in the RSX fuel plug. One is for the prime and fuel pump signal, and then the other one is for this gas gauge. Don't make the same mistake I did. Wanted this information out there. Y'all be good. Thanks for watching. Peace out.